Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be playing a Jeskai Omen Dragons control list. It's going to be a standard best of one list with average converted mana cost 3.1. It's going to have 7 creatures, 26 non-creatures, and 27 lands. Now, the deck revolves around the new dragons from the Tarkir set, the ones that have the Omen side to them, right? And you have to keep in mind this isn't a adventure card. These aren't adventure cards, so whenever you cast their Omen side, they go back to the deck. They don't go to the graveyard, they don't go to exile, so you don't have that very advantageous card advantage to where you cast one side of it and you still have the other side to cast. No, you pick and choose either the creature side or the Omen side. So, what made me want to play this deck is mainly this enchantment right here, Rediscover the Way. It's within Jeskai colors, and it's a card advantage enchantment that also boosts up your powerful board. So, probably either the best card of the new set, or maybe top 3 in my opinion. So when you play these cards with the Omen Dragons, since they put themselves back in the deck, you get to refetch them or recycle. You get to get them again and recast them again, and that's basically where our value lies. We're also playing a new supporting card here, the Spelling Exhale. It says Behold the Dragon. So to behold the dragon, you either reveal a dragon or you choose a dragon you already control on the battlefield. And if you do, you gain an extra benefit. These Exhale cards are very good. I like the blue one and I like the red one as well. The red one I didn't include it because I wanted a 1 mana removal spell, 1 mana interaction that can maybe help me curve out a little bit. Turn 1 remove something, turn 2 hold up a counter spell, turn 3 play Rediscover the Way, and so on and so on. So I didn't include that card. I played Towards the Tower because we're also playing Storm Chaser's Talent, and I'm playing Exercise. Now, when it comes to Exercise here, I wanted a card that did a lot, sort of like Get Lost, but I don't have Get Lost, which is a major problem. Now, if you have Get Lost, I'd suggest you just cut the Exercise, play Get Lost. But I wanted something for 2 mana. It couldn't be 3 mana. At the most, it would have been 2 mana removal that did multiple things, right? And since I don't have Get Lost, I just decided to play Exercise here instead. But there's always something that's missing with this deck, and it's going to be that Planeswalker removal. Yes, you have counter spells. Yes, you're going to be countering things, but sometimes when you're playing things on curve or when you're just necessarily tapping out, sometimes some things get slipped or slip through. And our biggest problem with this deck would be facing a Planeswalker on the battlefield because we just don't have a way to remove that Planeswalker unless we attack it or we chip damage it with the Towards the Tower. The dragons here, one of them is a counter spell, and you can't play more than, you have to play 4 actually of this, but it's just such a terrible card to the point where you can't play 4, so you have to play 2. And this is removal. They're all 2 mana, and this is card draw, right? And this is the ratio that I went with: 4 of the removal, 2 of the cheap counter spell, and 1 of the card draw, because we have an insane amount of card draw on this deck. Teferi is just extra power because I needed extra power. I needed that creature. To be fair, if you wanted to play full non-Omen Dragons control, this is how it would look like, right? I made a specific deck dedicated to that. This is how Jeskai control, full control with non-Omen Dragons is going to look like, right? You're going to have your Get Lost. You're going to have this town ain't big enough. You're going to have Jeskai Revelation as a powerful top ender as well. I mean, it's right up my alley. I wish I had this card. I would have played it instead of Teferi, but I don't, so Teferi is going to have to do. And Teferi, in my opinion, is the best option at the moment. Yes, you can include other Planeswalkers like Jaya, but Teferi just provides that card draw, right? Jaya, I mean, yes, it can have card advantage by that exile, but I mean, I really don't want to exile anything, right? Especially not a 1 copy of the River region and not be able to play it. So Teferi is that power, that board presence that can sort of get out of hand as well, especially since we have a lot of card draw on this deck. So yes, it revolves around cheap interaction, cheap removal. This is the way of Standard nowadays. You just can't play control anymore. You really can't play control in any format, to be honest. So if you want to make it work, you just you just stuff your deck with cheap interaction, cheap counter spells, just things that you can play for super cheap. Nowadays, you can barely play a 4 mana card, the 5 mana card, let alone a 3 mana card. Because it's just every best of one format is just super fast, super fast. Sometimes you die on turn 3 or turn 4. So you just need to keep up with that. You need to interact with them when they first play the game, and that's the way to do it. You can no longer just swipe the board on turn 4 and try to stabilize that way for control, because they have a lot of card advantage nowadays. You have to keep that in mind. A lot of aggro decks have card advantage, so they're never running out of cards. You're not wishing for that anymore. And also at the same time, they just has way more power, right? They play a 1 mana or a 2 mana card like Stormchaser's Talent that just has endless value. So how are you going to keep up with that as a control deck? You can't keep up with that with 4 mana cards, 6 mana cards, 5 mana cards anymore. You gotta play cheap. You gotta be quick with them too. This is the deck that we went for. These are honorable mentions. Union of the Third Path. We needed gain life before turn 6 or before slamming this on, because this is literally our only life gain. So Union of the Third Path could be a good draw or a good card here. Jaya, obviously 4 mana Planeswalker. I mean, terrible Planeswalker, but maybe it can work in this deck. I have tested it with this deck. It does fine. I just like to Fairy a little more, but if you wanted to go the non-omen full control, Jeskai control, this is what I would do. This is what I would go for. And if I had all these cards, I have. This is uncommon, which is fine. I don't have Get Lost, which is a huge loss for this deck if you don't have it. And as soon as I'm gonna able to craft all of them, I will. 3 steps ahead, obviously 2 copies for me. I'm a budget player. I just do with what I have, do with what I can, right? But this is something close to my idea behind this deck. And if you really think about it, the biggest is Jeskai Revelation. This is gonna run 24 lands, but it's very cheap, right? Very, very cheap. And this wins games. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. If you do, make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. I'm not gonna be commentating on the gameplay, because when I recorded, it was nighttime, everyone was sleeping, and I just I didn't want to make a lot of noise, so it was like late night kind of like gaming session here, where I played a couple games and they were fun. The deck has positive win rate, wins games, very successful, very unique, having dragons in hand and having things that benefit off these dragons. Casting them after you stabilize, how control is. It's very slow, very boring, very fun sometimes too. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. This is going to be my first deck of the new set, but not my last. Once I craft a little more cards, I'm going to make more decks. But yeah, we're going to have to do with what we have here. But yeah, have fun. I'll see you guys later with another video. Okay, bye.
entire multiverse is at stake. I won't back down. I have eyes everywhere. I've always got time to fight. Truth's knowledge is meant to be shared. Nobody knows the past better than me. That isn't interesting. Relax. This is supposed to be fun. Another mystery solved. There is much the past can teach us. doesn't mean we have to be overly serious. Lighten up. I've got eyes everywhere. Running out of time.